Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Monday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. Tonight I'm going to finish talking about the first couple of rounds, the first weekend of the NCAA March Madness tournament. And then we'll talk about the Sweet 16, which will begin on Thursday in tomorrow's video. Good evening, Kevron. Glad to have you here as always. But our 8 games from yesterday, we had our first, I would say, big upset as far as, the teams that were favored as far as I'm concerned, because there was a couple of upsets that was like 12 beating 5 and 9 beating 8 that I don't really call those upsets, especially when you have 5 seeds that really aren't 5 seeds getting to be the 5 seed. Of course, if you're a 5 seed, you're going to be favored. But when you shouldn't be a 5 seed, to me, it doesn't mean as much. But we had Florida go down yesterday, and they were a 1 seed. And just about everybody had them in the Final Four. And they were, of course, trying to win another national championship. And Iowa beats them by 1, 73-72. Purdue, Miami, 79-69. Iowa State, all over Kentucky, 82-63. St. John's defeats Kansas, 67-65. Tennessee beats Virginia, 79-72. This is about probably the limit for Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes has always been known as a regular season coach. And most of the time, it don't matter how good his team is, they get into the tournament, and about Sweet 16, they're toast. Hey there, Eddie. Glad you could join us here on this Monday evening. Arizona defeats Utah State, 78-66. UConn defeats UCLA, 73-57. And Alabama defeats Texas Tech, 90-65. So Iowa State, St. John's, Tennessee, Arizona, Purdue, UConn, and Alabama is the other half of the Sweet 16, and the next round will start on Thursday. And by this time next month, we'll just about already be counting down the days to the college basketball national championship game. Hey there, Terrell. Glad to have you here. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. And hey there, Jess. Glad to have you here. And Terrell and Jess, I don't recognize y'all's names. If this is y'all's first time being here, for whatever reason made y'all stop by the channel tonight, thank you very much. Feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. And tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. Now, admittedly, I have not checked in a couple of hours, but earlier today they were saying that Hubert Davis's days as a Tar Heels head coach are numbered. And of course, they're going to say that because, they're a blue blood in college basketball and they got put out in the first round. But, a good friend of mine at work is a huge Tar Heel fan. And I told him the minute they hired Hubert Davis, he was the wrong guy. He was a terrible coach. And I looked foolish at first because he takes over and first year, they come close to winning a national championship. But I just felt like he got the job because he's a Tar Heel guy that went to school there, played basketball there. And in all my years of watching sports, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, NASCAR, wrestling, it doesn't matter. In most sports, when somebody gets a job just because of who they are, in most situations, it doesn't work out because stuff's getting handed to you. You're not earning it. And most of somebody doesn't earn something, it usually backfires. So I thought from the get-go that Hubert was the wrong coach. But I don't think he'll get fired because, they lost their best player for the year. Now, me personally, I don't use that as an excuse because, first of all, there's teams all over in every sport that have injuries, not just North Carolina, but for two, the team you lost to, even without your best player, you're better than that team. So to me, that don't hold hot water. But to the Tar Heels, I think they're going to say, hey, he lost his best player. And if we'd have had him, we might have won a national championship. So I think that buys Hubert one more year, but I still think he's a terrible coach. But any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. What do tires reminisce about? The good years. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. And L, thank you so much. Your name is pronounced L. Well, L, thank you so much for checking in. And I hope you have a fantastic night. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. L, come back anytime. I try to shout out everybody, but especially the new people that join the channel. But I try to give everybody a shout out, which is why I do most of my videos live. That way I can shout somebody out, not in a video that you might see in 3 days, but, one that you're seeing right that minute. So come back and be with us anytime. Until next time, bye.